Hello and welcome to this little video. Now today I'm going to be reading an extract from The Case of the Vexed Vampire, which you can find in this book, The Casebook of Sam Spallucci, which came out 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. And for those of you who don't know, Sam is my fictional investigator paranormal, lives and works in an alternate version of my Lancaster. The books are a blend of urban fantasy, film noir, a bit of quirky humour. So go on to aschambers.co.uk once you've watched this video and see if you like them. Also, while you're here, please click that like and hit the subscribe. You'd be doing me a nice favour, and I feel every single click of the button. So, onward and upward. Half an hour later, and I was feeling warm and content. I had a belly full of bean curd and a liver full of sake. I sank back in my chair and stretched my arms out above me. My Tissot watch slipped down my wrist into my shirt sleeve. I slipped it back out and glanced at the time, 8:30. The night was still young. It was only Monday, but town would still be relatively busy in an hour or so. I peered through the entrance of the shop out towards Dalton Square. The sky was dark and the streetlights were bright. A large pair of googly eyes was bouncing up and down the windows on the office block opposite. Oh, God, I hated them. When they built that monstrosity about 4 years ago or so, some idiot had just had the great idea to install programmable light bulbs on the windows. Not only is it a complete waste of electricity, but some of the designs they come up are just totally pathetic. I mean, rain in April, snow in December, fireworks in November. Then for the rest of the year, great big googly eyes wandering from left to right, staring inanely at passers-by. It's like Big Brother just stoned out on the biggest ever joint of marijuana. I had to get away from their lunatic scrutiny. There was only one obvious place to go. I slipped a tenner onto the table, grabbed my hat and coat, waved goodbye to Harry, lit myself a lucky strike and headed off towards the Borough. Only a couple of cars had to brake and honk their horns at me tonight, much fewer than normal. I waved cheerily at the angered drivers. It was the least I could do. I finished the cigarette as I reached the Borough and stubbed it out on the bin outside the pub, then entered inside. It was already quite busy. People were milling around and ordering drinks. I looked over to the window and my heart sank. There was someone sat in my chair. Oh. Now, normally when this happens, I pull the old, there's a phone call for you at the bar routine. Tonight, however, the couple sat in the window seats did not look like they fall to such an old line. They were a man and a woman. He looked like he was in his 40s or 50s, immaculately dressed and a fine claret-coloured cravat adorned his neck. She seemed quite a bit younger, with short dark hair, pale skin and a youthful complexion. Quite oblivious to the humdrum of the pub. They were firmly rooted. I was sure they would not move. So I dragged myself disconsolately to the bar. Oh, this was even worse. It was absolutely heaving. There must have been a function going on upstairs, where loads of suited and booted types were jostling for drinks, whilst painted ladies preened themselves and gossiped over fancy handbags. I sighed, and was about to give up hope when I felt a finger tapping on my shoulder. Hey, you! I turned and saw Grace's little face beaming up at me from under a woolly hat. Hi, I said. I noticed that she was in her civvies. You're not working tonight? Just knocked off, she said. Her eyes wandered over to the window. Oh no, you lost your seat. Bummer. I know, quite the odd couple, aren't they? Grace nodded, little bangs of ginger curls bobbing up and down from under her hat. You can say that again. They came in about 15 minutes ago. Ordered their drinks and have just sat there not saying a word. Creepazoids, if you ask me. I smiled, then looked back at the bar. It was still solid. I sighed again. You could always come clubbing with me, Grace volunteered. I'm off to the Sugar House in about an hour or so. I could come and call for you, if you wanted. That is. Her young, innocent face smiled up expectantly. The Sugar House is the local student-run nightclub. It's full of loud, ramshackle music, sweaty bodies and herbal-smelling toilets. Thanks for the offer, but it's not really my thing. Oh, Grace looked somewhat disappointed. Then her eyes twinkled and she motioned to the crowd at the bar. It's a rugby do. I've heard they're planning, karaoke later. I looked down at the grinning little face and laughed. Why on earth would you want to drag an old fogey like me to one of your hip and trendy nightclubs? Won't I ruin your street cred? She shrugged. Doesn't bother me. Besides, you'll be miserable if you stay here tonight. You know it. I looked at the bar, then at the two creepazoids and nodded. She was right. I felt like my sanctuary had been violated. About what time did you say? Coffee about 10? I looked at my watch. It was just coming up to 9. Okay, I relented, but the first drink's on you. The happy student grinned and flicked me a little salute. No problemo, she chirped. I'll see you laters. I smiled as she bounced out of the Borough. She really is a nice kid. I gave the busy pub one more miserable sweep with my eyes and walked out into the night air. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I say, it's from The Case of the Vexed Vampire, which is in Casebook of Sam Spallucci. Links to buy it are over on the website, aschambers.co.uk. And again, please give me a quick like, give me a quick subscribe. It will make the fairies in my mind so much happier. Take care. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now.